Imagine a shark the size of a bus ruling the oceans for millions of years, and then suddenly disappearing. What really happened to the mighty Megalodon? Its story isn't just a tale of a monstrous predator, but a complex puzzle involving climate change, competition, and the ever-turning wheel of life. Join us as we dive deep into the prehistoric oceans, exploring the factors that led to the extinction of this awe-inspiring creature. Prepare to be amazed by the sheer scale of Megalodon and the dramatic events that shaped its fate. The Megalodon, a name that echoes through time, conjuring images of a colossal predator that once dominated the ancient seas. Synonymous with power and size rarely seen in the natural world, the Megalodon was a marvel of prehistoric evolution. This wasn't just a big fish. This was a predator that could dwarf even the largest great white shark alive today. Imagine a creature so immense that it made the great white shark look like a mere minnow in comparison. Imagine, if you will, a creature reaching lengths of up to 60 feet, longer than a school bus, and weighing as much as 50 tons. Its sheer size alone would have been enough to strike fear into the hearts of any marine creature that crossed its path, its jaws lined with teeth the size of a human hand, each tooth a serrated weapon designed for slicing through flesh and bone with terrifying efficiency. These teeth scattered across the ocean floor are the silent testament to the Megalodon's reign. They tell a story of a time when this giant ruled the seas, leaving behind only these fossilized remnants as clues to its existence. Each tooth, a fossilized dagger, tells a story of immense power. These teeth are not just relics. They are pieces of a puzzle that scientists have been trying to solve for decades. Scientists painstakingly piece together these fragments, like an ancient jigsaw puzzle, to reveal the true scale of this prehistoric giant. Through these efforts, we gain a glimpse into the life of one of the most formidable predators to have ever existed. From these remnants, we can estimate its bite force, a force so powerful it could crush a car with ease. This incredible bite force allowed the Megalodon to hunt and consume large prey, including whales, with little effort. The Megalodon was a creature that ruled the oceans, a true apex predator of its time. Its dominance was unrivaled, and its presence in the ancient seas was a testament to the raw power and adaptability of nature's most fearsome creations. Even today, the legend of the Megalodon continues to captivate our imaginations, reminding us of the incredible creatures that once roamed our planet. Around 3.6 million years ago, the Earth began to experience a dramatic shift. The planet, once a warm and thriving environment for the Megalodon, began to cool. This wasn't a sudden change, mind you, but a gradual shift that had a profound impact on the oceans. The warm waters that the Megalodon favored began to shrink, their boundaries redrawn by the encroaching cold. Imagine the impact on a creature so perfectly adapted to a specific environment. The once abundant hunting grounds of the Megalodon were slowly transformed, pushing this apex predator to its limits. This wasn't just a change in temperature, it was a change in the very fabric of the Megalodon's world. Chapter 3: A Struggle for Survival. As the oceans cooled and the Megalodon's habitat shrank, another challenge emerged: a dwindling food supply. The once warm and nutrient-rich waters that the Megalodon thrived in were now becoming colder and less hospitable. Coral reefs, which supported a diverse ecosystem, began to shrink, leading to a decline in the fish population. This had a cascading effect on the entire food chain, making it increasingly difficult for the Megalodon to find enough prey to sustain its massive size. The whales that the Megalodon relied upon for sustenance were also evolving. Over millions of years, these whales developed new adaptations that allowed them to survive in the changing ocean environment. They grew larger, more streamlined, and developed thicker layers of blubber to insulate against the cold. These adaptations made them more elusive and harder to catch for the Megalodon. They were becoming faster, more agile, and crucially, they were moving to colder, richer waters. Waters that the Megalodon, a creature of the tropics, struggled to inhabit. The Megalodon, with its preference for warmer waters, found it increasingly difficult to follow its prey into these colder regions. The whale's new habitats were not only colder, but also deeper, adding another layer of difficulty for the Megalodon. Imagine the frustration of a hunter, its once easy prey now just out of reach, their movements a blur in the cold depths. The Megalodon, once the apex predator of the oceans, now found itself at a disadvantage. Its hunting grounds were shrinking, and its prey was becoming more adept at evading capture. The energy required to chase these faster, more agile whales was immense, and the Megalodon was burning more calories than it could consume. The Megalodon, for all its size and power, was simply not equipped to thrive in this changing world. Its massive jaws and powerful muscles, which once made it the terror of the seas, were now less effective against the swift and elusive whales. The Megalodon's body, built for short bursts of speed in warmer waters, was not suited for the sustained chases in the colder, deeper waters where the whales now resided. Its massive size, once its greatest asset, was now a liability, requiring vast amounts of energy in an environment where resources were becoming scarce. The Megalodon's large body meant it needed to consume a significant amount of food to maintain its energy levels. However, with the decline in prey and the increased difficulty in hunting, the Megalodon found itself in a precarious situation. The very traits that had once made it the dominant predator were now contributing to its struggle for survival. Chapter 4: New Rivals Emerge. As if the challenges of climate change and dwindling prey weren't enough, the Megalodon faced another, perhaps even more significant threat: the rise of new predators. The oceans were becoming a more competitive place, and the Megalodon, once the undisputed ruler of the seas, now had to contend with these emerging threats. The changing climate was altering the marine ecosystem, and with it the balance of power beneath the waves. Among them were the ancestors of the creatures we know today as great white sharks and killer whales. These formidable predators were beginning to carve out their own niches in the marine food web. They were not just new competitors. They were highly efficient hunters, each with unique adaptations that gave them an edge in the evolving oceanic environment. These newcomers, though smaller than the mighty Megalodon, were faster, more agile, and crucially better adapted to the colder, changing oceans. The great white sharks, with their streamlined bodies and powerful jaws, were perfect for quick, decisive attacks. Killer whales, on the other hand, were social hunters using sophisticated communication and teamwork to outmaneuver their prey. Imagine the tension as these new players entered the scene, their hunting strategies honed to perfection in this new environment. The great white sharks would ambush their prey with lightning speed, while killer whales coordinated their attacks, often hunting in packs to take down larger animals. The Megalodon, with its massive size, found itself at a disadvantage in these fast-paced strategic encounters. They were quicker to adapt, quicker to hunt, and they didn't require the vast quantities of food that the Megalodon needed to fuel its massive frame. This efficiency in hunting and energy use meant that the new predators could thrive even as the Megalodon's food sources dwindled. The great white sharks and killer whales were not just surviving, they were flourishing in the new marine landscape. The ocean, once dominated by a single apex predator, was now a battleground, a testing ground for survival. The rise of these new predators marked a significant shift in the marine hierarchy. The Megalodon, once the king of the ocean, now had to share its realm with these agile and cunning hunters. The struggle for dominance was fierce, and the outcome would shape the future of the ocean's ecosystem. Outro: A Legacy in Stone. The Megalodon, a creature that ruled the oceans for millions of years, eventually succumbed to the relentless pressures of a changing world. Its story is a poignant reminder of the power of nature, of the delicate balance between predator and prey, and the constant dance between life and extinction. Though the Megalodon is gone, its legacy lives on in the fossil teeth that still capture our imagination and in the scientific quest to understand its place in the grand tapestry of life. It serves as a reminder that even the mightiest creatures are not immune to the forces of change.